Hey dudes and chicks, and neither of those rules don't apply to you. Welcome to Make It For Last Time. My name is Katie. Today, I'm going to be doing my palette collection and declutter. So it's going to be a really long video. If you're interested in seeing what palettes I have, what palettes I'm getting rid of, which ones I want to keep, I'm going to maybe do swatches and comparisons just to kind of figure out what I want to keep and what I already have and what I don't need to keep. So if you're interested in seeing this long, filthy process, then just keep watching. I'm pulling my sleeves up. Gotta get my swatch arm ready. Oh, you know what? I don't have any wipes. I need wipey poos. Already off to a really slow start. Yay! So I went and got my wipes out of my kit and I had a couple palettes in there. So I do want to say I have the P.Louise is canceled. What's it called? It's the Nudes palette. I have that at work in my station. And then I also have the Huda, the New Nude, and the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette in my kit as well. I actually decluttered the Huda and the Friendcation palette in my last declutter, or maybe the one before that, and then I realized that they were like really good for my kit. So I put them in my makeup kit and I use them at work. So I'm just gonna get started. The first palette is the ABH Norvina Mini Volume 1. The color story looks like this. It's super cute. I actually bought it for myself for like my 7 years or my 8 years. I actually filmed with it. I'm not going to link all the videos, but I will let you know what palettes I have videos on. I just thought this was amazing and these two shimmers were really cute. At this stage, I have all of this in several other palettes, and I feel like these two colors are very similar to what's in the Millennial Pinks, which I have coming up in the future, so I'm going to declutter this. This is the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions. The color story looks like this. I never fucking wear it. I'm not getting rid of it. I don't know what it is about this that I keep waiting for my moment, but these shimmers are like, I don't know, there's just something about them that it won't let me go. So I can't get rid of this. This is like more of a, I mean, that's so pretty. And then this is honestly really similar to that color that I just decluttered. So I'm just not getting rid of this palette. I love it. I think it's really beautiful and I'm keeping it. It's staying. Now, if you're wondering, the mess behind me, like why pens are in my candles and everything like that, is because I kind of got a new setup. I actually made, I should have worn my sweats. Pro tip, wear your sweats when you're filming. That really is a pro tip. I used to think it was dumb, but now I realize it's actually really useful. So I'm going to show you guys, I made this shelf out of macrame rope and 4 glass shelves that I found in my laundry room. So I'm gonna kind of tilt you up and show you guys my shelf if I can pull it off. So that's the whole shelf, and I'm just going to bring you guys back down. I made that so that I could do this declutter and have somewhere that was like more convenient and accessible. As it was before, my makeup shelf, my palette shelf was behind in between my lights. So I had to like squeeze in behind my lighting system to get to my older palettes. So I'm just, I felt like this would be a lot more convenient, and maybe easier access to my palettes would make them more appealing to me to use. The next one is my Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions. The color story looks like this. I really like this color story and this palette. However, I think I'm going to declutter it just because I have the P.Louise nudes, and I mean, I just feel like this color story isn't hard for me to figure out in my collection as it sits. So I'm going to get rid of this. This is the Huda Neon Obsessions. This is the pink one. The color story looks like this. I know that I don't really ever reach for this or want to use it, but I know that there's going to be an occasion for it, so I'm not getting rid of it. Also, the shimmers in this they're more like toppers, and so it's kind of like the 80s style where you would actually just put the entire lid shade would be the same, and then you'd put a topper over it. It's actually like simple like that, and I do think that there's like a place for that. I'm keeping that. And this is the Huda Neon Obsessions, the orange one. I'm definitely keeping this as well. As I said, I feel like there's going to be a time and place for these, and I'm not getting rid of them. This is the Colourpop It's My Pleasure palette. The color story looks like this. I need to let you guys know, if you haven't been here or if you're new here, I have a penchant for pink and purple, so you may not see me declutter very much of my pink or purple palettes, but the color story looks like this, and I feel like these two are actually like fairly, I mean, not similar, but they could maybe accent each other, or like, right, like the color story, obviously it's like a plummy purple color story, but the shimmers in this palette are really fucking good, and I love the color story. I love these like two pinks together with these purples. I just think that this is a really great palette. This is the Colourpop Honey palette. This was like, that was like, honey, and everybody was like all about that life. This is actually my favorite yellow palette that I've tried. I haven't tried the Midas Cosmetics Lemonade. I mean, there's a lot that I haven't tried, but like I was always satisfied with this one. So a lot of people felt like this was left a little to be desired because there's no real dimensional shade, but I kind of like that about this palette. So I love this palette. It's like a really good yellow palette. By my measure. This is the Orange You Glad palette by Colourpop. The color story looks like this, and I still haven't ever used this, not even once, but I'm not getting rid of it. I don't know why. I just can't seem to use it or let it go. I think it's fucking cute. I think the looks are gonna be super cute, and honestly, especially since I'm getting rid of the Topaz palette, I'm definitely keeping this one. This is the Colourpop Blue Moon palette. Those of you who have been here for a while know I love this fucking palette. It is literally so fucking good. I just love it. It's so cute. It's like a totally upbeat blue palette as opposed to some other blue palettes that I have. So like the looks are like Smurfy and happy. And then this is the Colourpop Ooh La La palette. The color story looks like this. I'm decluttering this. It's not because I don't like it. I do like it. I just have so many pink palettes that are so much better, and the shimmers are like, it's just a waste. It's going to waste sitting here. I'm never going to use this. As opposed to those other ones, I may use those sometime. This one I'm never going to use. So I'm going to declutter this. This is the brand new Strawberry Milkshake by Alien Cosmetics. I haven't used it or filmed with it. It just came in the mail yesterday. I'm really excited to film with it. Those of you who know me well know I love pink and green together, and I haven't swatched it because I don't want to. You guys want to see a swatchy poo? That's fresh and ripe. Fresh and ripe. I'm so dirty. And I'm just going to start stacking things behind me because everything's about to get crazy. These are my melt stacks. Speaking of stacking, these are my melt stacks. I have the She's and Party stack. They're so inconvenient. It's just ridiculous. This is She's and Parties, and I'm actually going to declutter this because it's so inconvenient. I really want the newer palettes that they made. This is the Rust stack. Those of you who have seen the Rust palette, it's the same. It just, oh fuck, see, I just dug that shit in there. This is what the color story looks like. Oh, for fuck's sake. God, I just dug that right in there like a fucking idiot. This is the color story. As I say, like if I can hit up a sale or figure out some way, I'm going to get the Rust palette and the She's and Parties palette. I love these color stories. I don't reach for these, and I don't travel with them, and I don't use them because they're so fucking inconvenient and they're not safe. Every time I open one of these motherfuckers, I dig into them. I'm decluttering them. I've literally used them maybe once a piece, maybe twice for the She's and Party stack. Most of these palettes have only been used like once or twice at the most. This is the Baby Girl stack, and this isn't going anywhere. This is actually like one of my favorite melt conglomerations. I am much more careful with this one. And this is what the color story looks like. I fucking love this stack. This color story is so beautiful, and it's so striking. Like, I have a couple outfits that when I wear this with these outfits, it's like it's such an attention getter. Like, people are like, holy fucking, my eyes look so blue when I wear these colors. This shimmer right here is beautiful. Right here. Boom. I love this. I love this stack so much. So I'm keeping that. Actually, I'm gonna do this too, because this color right here is also, this color right here, Main Squeeze, it's like, this is what is the ass kicker in this palette. I really don't have anything to like dupe it or replace it. It's just that pigmented and that unique. It's like, it's almost like a blood orange mixed with a grapefruit shade. It's really fucking pretty though on the eyes, and just bam, look, even on the wipe off, it's like so pigmented and so beautiful. Those two colors together are like, I don't have anything else like them. These are my Kaleidos 6-pan palettes. I have the Futurism 5. I always glue the thing, super glue each corner to the top of the mirror. This is what the color story looks like. This is the VR Neon. This is the Futurism 2 Cyber Bronze palette. This is Sci-Fi Green. This is Lunar Lavender. And the shimmers in this palette, honestly, the shimmers in all of these are really fucking like, but this was like shocking. I don't know if you guys saw the video where I used this. I had so much problems with the fucking mattes, but the shimmers blew my fucking mind. So this is the Sashimi City palette, and these are both in the Futurism whatever, or the Fresh Fantasy collection. This is Sashimi City. It reminds me of shrimp. It's supposed to be like raw fish. Sashimi is raw fish, like on sushi and stuff. So, I mean, I feel like it is totally on theme. Like, this reminds me of that. So, I love this palette, and it's honestly like one of the only nude palettes that I own or love on myself. This is the Futurism 3 Astral Pink palette. The color story looks like this. These two colors right here may very well, I mean, I really like, when I first got this palette, this was like my first experience with like appreciating a cool tone nude on my eyes. And so, and this blue right here, you guys have all seen it. It's like blue with a pink shift. There, you guys can totally see it right there. It's fucking bomb. So, and the black with the shimmer in it, love it. I love this palette. It's so good. And then this is the Futurism 5 Electro Turquoise palette. I've never used this, actually. I was late to the game to get it. I didn't want to get it because I knew that this orange absolutely would not go with anything in this palette. And to this day, I can't make any sense of it. So I just haven't used it, but I still really like it and I want to use it. So it's not going anywhere. None of these are going anywhere. I've become a little bit of a fucking Kaleidos completionist. I don't know how that happened, but these are my Odin's Eye little tiny palettes. This is the Mini Ocean palette. It looks like this. The color story looks like this. These are another one that I have a really hard time making sense of, just because I could make sense of them if there was a few more colors, even though the stark contrast and the fact that the colors absolutely will not mix together. Like, they literally took the two absolutes that won't mix together. These oranges and these royal, like flat, straight primary. These two blues don't have any shift in the direction of yellow. So like there's no shifty, they're flat blue. And so they really won't go with these. They only contrast. So as far as the mattes go, they just don't blend and they won't work. So it's hard for me to make sense of them, but I still love them. And honestly, like, it's only, you know, I'm just waiting for my set. Like, I'll make them work, right? And actually, this was a subscriber gift from Christine. And throughout this whole thing, I'm just going to make sure that I try my hardest to honor the people, person who has bought me like a lot of the palettes that I have, because I literally, like, at times when I was so fucking broke, I couldn't keep my channel going, or like I couldn't get anything new to create content. And like, I have one subscriber who literally like she's been a major, one of the gears that grinds my channel. So this is the Erd palette. This is from the Norns collection. Love it. Love the color combination. Love it. As many of you may or may not know, like, I don't actually love smaller palettes, like 6-pan palettes, 5-pan palettes, even 9-pan palettes are, I like a bigger palette. So This is the Mini Forest palette, and I actually haven't used this yet. I bought it because, well, I bought it because I wanted it, but also I got it because when I got the Norns, that tapestry that came with the Norns collection, I have a friend who's like really into like Swedish black metal, and like he's really, I mean, he's just into that kind of shit, and he's like the one who made me appreciate like being Swedish, like my Swedish ancestry, and so I actually made another order to order him one of those tapestries in blue, and I got this palette with it. So I love it. There's again that pink and green combo. This is totally reminds me of a fairy. Like I haven't used it, but I definitely will. This is the Mini Sky palette. Color story looks like this. God, that's just like sets up like dominoes. This is a really great color story, really easy to use. It has that little couple pops of those purpley pinks. I think I did a get ready with me with this one and made a really cute fairy look. I love fairies. I am a fairy. This is the Colourpop Baroque palette. Fucking love this palette, dude. I've only used it once, but it is like everything that I think is amazing when I see a cool tone palette. It's not just like grays and blacks. Like it's fucking really cool shifts of like different colors in the colors. This is the Juvia's Place Sweet Pinks palette. I fucking love this palette. Like it's so good. This pink right here with this pink right here literally makes me feel like amazing. Like I feel like a neon wristband or something. Like it's so cute. Like I use this palette for my Valentine's Day look. Crushed it. This is the Nubian Royal palette. I haven't used this yet, but I definitely am going to. I love it. This glitter right here is like, I love it so much. So I really like this palette a lot, and this was a subscriber gift from Christine. This I ordered myself for $7 with the Sweet Pinks palette, and I think I'm gonna get rid of it. It's just a little bit, it's just a little bit boring for me, honestly. Like I think it's a really easy palette. I think it's really great for people who don't have a ton of purple palettes, but for me, I haven't used it yet, and I was gonna use it with the Sweet Pinks palette, and then I just never did. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. So in the Sweet Pinks palette, you can see that this shimmer right here and this shimmer right here have a little bit of a different texture than this shimmer right here. Well, in this palette, all of them have the same texture as that shimmer in the Sweet Pinks palette, and it's just not quite something that like screams to me. It hasn't been used. I swatched the shimmers the other day. They're just a little bit, I don't know. I definitely have many things like it, and they're good for a smoky eye or like giving you that like softer sultry look, but that's not my usual. So I'm gonna declutter this because it hasn't been used. I've only swatched it twice now, and I think somebody can use it more than me. This is the Copacetic Cosmetics Elysian palette, and this is what the color story looks like. I think the color story is great-ish. I did a 3 looks 1 palette with this, and I never uploaded it, and then I actually kept it for a long time. I actually just erased it from my timelines recently because I just realized I was never gonna do it. I feel like this color story like spells it out too much, and also because of the fact that all of these, I don't know, that green is something to fucking scream about. I was gonna declutter this, but that fucking green shift right there is so good. I wonder if I actually have something like it, because now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I do. You know what? I'm not gonna get rid of it because that green shift right there is unbelievable. The other thing about this palette is the kick up in this green right here is so fucking substantial that it literally like shits all over the other colors inside the palette. So I was gonna get rid of it, but I think I'm gonna keep it now because I think that green is like really unique. So maybe I'm gonna give this another shot. I was gonna brutally declutter it, but I'm not going to. I changed my mind. Change my fucking mind, okay? I reserve the right to change my mind at all times. This is the Juvia's Place Mauves. This was also a gift from my friend Christine, and this is what the color story looks like, and this motherfucker ain't going nowhere. I don't know what it is about this that like when I put it on, I looked so pretty, and this shimmer right here has like the most, it's like green and purple shift. It's fucking badass, and honestly, now I'm seeing a pattern. I definitely love colors that have a green shift. Like anything that has like, if it's purple or pink or blue and it has a green shift, I'm all about it. it. I really like green as an offset for other colors. Green isn't necessarily my favorite color, but I love green with other colors just because of the way it sets off my favorite colors. So yeah, anything that I have that has like a green shift or like green and purple, green and pink, I just like it a lot. So that one's not going anywhere. Love it. This is my Juicy Olive palette, and as honestly, it's kind of boring for me for a monochromatic palette. Like, I definitely have olive drab green palettes with way more interesting color combinations. However, this is a really good palette, and the formula of these mattes is really good and really blendable. And these two shimmers right here are fucking beautiful. Like, so the mix of the whole palette together is a really great monochromatic palette. I just find that it's not quite as interesting because it doesn't have any other colors but green. However, I love this color, Dry Martini. It's the most fresh, like vibrant pea green. It's so pretty. So, I mean, I love this palette. It's not going anywhere. However, I do have olive green palettes that I think are more inspiring. Obviously, what are you going to do with this? Nothing. You're going to do, you know, one color, deepen it, put a shimmer on, lightest color in the whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not the funnest standalone palette. However, it's really great with pink palettes. Like, I did a video with that and the Vivid Rose palette, I think. And yeah, and the look turned out really cute. These are the two, here's my two Carnival Be Perfect Cosmetics and Stacey Marie Carnival palettes. This is the original one. Still love it. I use it at work all the time. These three shades right here are pretty much like, this right here is like weddings. It's everybody's wedding. They should make a quad of these four colors and call it Everybody's Wedding or Montucky Wedding. This is the second Carnival palette. I fucking love it. It's a total, I mean, and there's that, you know, there's those warm tone brows that's in the Topaz palette. Like, I mean, I'm not going to be jonesing around for any like warm tone oranges or whatever. I love all of these. This is another blue with a pink shift. It's more of a navy with a actual pink shift. Here's the Vivid Rose palette by Give Me Glow. This is the only other Give Me Glow palette I have. This is what the color story looks like. The shimmers are pretty good. Honestly, I did two looks with this. I did a first one and a second one. I used opposing colors. I used this one with this one in my first look, and it didn't fucking work out so good. So I feel like this is another palette that really tells you how to do your makeup, which I don't fucking like to be told what to do. You're not my real dad. And the shimmers are pretty good. So I'm not going to get rid of it because, like, I think that it's a quality palette. I just haven't used it, you know, as much because of the little mishap that I had blending the cool tones and the warm tones together. As happens to me frequently if you've been here for a while. These are my 4 Lime Crime minis. They're fucking expensive. $38 a piece for 8 shades. This is the Venus 2. Love it. Not going anywhere. I fucking love this palette. This shimmer right here is so cool. It's like totally dingy and beautiful. It's like brownie, greeny, mallard ducky kind of style. I mean, this is a totally unique palette. And honestly, even though, like, things have moved this way, this is still the OG, and fucking, it's a really good color story still. This is the original Venus. I could get rid of this because I have a Venus XL, but I still like this palette a lot, and I haven't used it for a while, but I know its day is coming. This is the Venus Immortalis palette. It's a cool tone palette. I don't know if you guys remember, these two shimmers are bomb, especially this one. It's like a pewter color. It's like just to the rosy side of silver. It's so fucking pretty. And then also the silver is really nice too. But this color right here is the show stealer for me because it looks like a red, but it plays out really fucking gray. That is what I think made this palette so unique. And then the color Moth, I use the shit out of that in my 3 looks. My 3 looks 1 palette video with this palette is one of my most highly viewed videos, and I'm not sure why, because I feel like this palette didn't get that much attention. Nobody really liked it. Nobody bought it. I feel like Lime Crime is like somewhat like on its way out, but I still think they make great products, and I would have got the Prelude and the whatever, those 2 like ocean ones, whatever the fuck they were. I would have gotten those, except I was kind of broke, and the Color Stories were like, I would have got them, except I was broke. So the Color Stories weren't like enough to tempt me to buy them when I didn't have any money, but I would have bought them had I had money. I love these Venus palettes. The formula is a little bit dry, but I feel like it has really good pigment and it blends really well. And honestly, what am I doing? Because I literally almost forgot the Venus 3. This is one of my favorite palettes of all time. It's really a go-to for me when I have to go do something that I know I need to look super fucking cute and super sexy, but still a little serious. This is the palette that I wear. You can tell that it's got more use than most every palette that I have, and it's because like I literally know I can trust this. I can do a look like that. It never goes awry. These shimmers are not too shimmery. These 2 are toppers and this is a shimmer, but this really gives a different vibe. If you want to, it's the same, it's that like fuchsia, magenta, purpley pink shift, but it's just to the side of purple enough that it makes a look really pop and look super unique. I think this is a great fucking palette. In fact, I think it's one of their greatest, if not the greatest. This is the Sugarpill Fun Size Mini Palette. It's an all matte palette, and honestly, I've never used it. I've never even swatched it. Why do I keep it? I think I keep it because I entertain the idea that I'm gonna do videos mixing the Sugarpill capsules with this mini fun size palette and create some looks that are kind of not easy to create within the capsule palettes. So I thought about decluttering this, but when I open it and look at the color story, I can see why I kept it. The color story is pretty unique, and it's not just like the same old bullshit pastel palette. So right, like I'm over pastel palettes. Like they just don't fucking appeal to me at all. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is the Creepy Cute palette, and it's actually by Strobe Cosmetics, which is now Shroud Cosmetics. This is what the color story looks like, and this is literally still the reigning champion of all pastel palettes. Like, no pastel palette even comes close to touching the quality or performance of these. They're vivid, they blend well, they're perfect, and they have a black and a gray. So this is the best pastel palette of all time. It's still the undisputed reigning champion in my book. I mean, it's just perfect. And this black is fucking black. I mean black. It's so good. So honestly, like I thought about doing a video where I literally just used like every single color with gray and then deepen the crease with the black. So like use the gray shade for my crease and then every single color as the transition shade, and then just deepen up the crease with black, because I literally feel like this palette is so versatile and you could literally use any color with gray and then deepen the outer V with the little tiny bit of the black, and it would look fucking bomb. This is like, I can't say enough good things about this pastel palette, but every other pastel palette since then is like, I mean, is that accurate? Has every pastel palette been a disappointment? We'll see. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. This is the Fairy Frolic palette by Alien Cosmetics. It's literally one of my favorite palettes of all time. The shimmers are fucking bomb. I mean, this color right here, wait. I think that might be, there's 2 colors in here that are in the All I Ever Wanted, I think. I think it's this one and maybe this one, but I'm not positive. Maybe it's just this one. I'm not sure, but this shimmer right here is fucking so good. And I've actually showed you guys this before, but this is like liquid gold. When you touch it, it's literally so soft, you just want to keep rubbing it. Pet it. You just want to pet it. And this is what it looks like. Bam! What? Unfucking believable. So yeah, I feel super cute when I wear this. I feel like it like the theme of it like sticks to theme so hard. And like, this is one of my favorite Alien palettes. Period. This is the Sweeter Dreams palette, and as much as I really want to support this brand, and I don't want to I like the palette okay. I did have difficulty with the purple, but at this point, looking back, I mean, all the things that I do wrong when I do my makeup, fuck, it could have been anything, and it was probably user error. But I just find myself not really like looking at this or reaching for it. I think the pressed glitters, I mean, ooh. Those are fucking nice feeling. Let me see. Damn! Oh my god. Oh fuck no. I'm not getting rid of that. I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna use it. I mean, I thought sure I was gonna get rid of that. Let's not play the swatch game. Okay, I guess I'm gonna create a maybe pile. I'm trying to keep this pretty black and fucking white. God, that yellow fucking glitter is like, boom. Yeah, okay, I'll put it in the maybe pile. Damn it, I didn't want to have a maybe pile. This is the Stellar Sunsets by Alien Cosmetics, and I haven't used this yet, but I did just see Anki do a video with this, and I was gonna declutter it because I've never used it, and the color story is super fucking pretty, but then I thought, maybe I will use it. Is this even still for sale on the Alien website? Because I know that she's moving in from her older palettes into like her newer palettes and her newer formulas and like all of her like progress. Like she's progressed since this palette. And so I wonder, I really like those two colors together. Shoot. All of them actually. Maybe I'll keep that for now. Dang, I'm not really decluttering anything, am I? Well, it's gonna get a little spicy here in a bit. This is the Serendipity Artist Palette by Alien Cosmetics. I'm definitely not getting rid of this. This is like the best shit. I fucking love this palette so much. So, not a lot to say about it. The Alien Shimmer formula currently is like one of the best that there is. So yeah, these shimmers are fucking bomb, and these two duochromes right here are really, really duochromy. So this is like super foiled in duochromy, and these are like really duochromy. Like I feel like the shimmer formula for Alien really took a like dramatic turn. This is the Violet Ink by Menagerie Cosmetics. This isn't going anywhere. It's fucking bomb. The mattes are bomb, the shimmers are bomb, the color story works. It's got a nice dark, it's like cool toned, except right here you could go either direction with it. I mean, these are both, this is a warm tone and this is a cool tone, but like the mixture of the two, I feel like there's a really good balance between warm and cool in those purples, so I just love it. Fuck, I forgot how much you had to talk in these. Oh my god, I'm so sick of hearing myself talk. Oh my god, I still have so many fucking palettes. This is the Kaleidos Flowerpunk palette. This is like literally, this is what I'm wearing right now, and it's fucking bomb. This is probably the best Kaleidos palette I've ever used. The formula mixes so good. It's just beautiful. The shimmers are beautiful. The color story is my heart, and the name is me. So love it. I'm so glad I got it. I'm so glad they came out with it. It's like, it seems like some of the releases lately are like really good releases. So, okay, here's where this like wants to kick me in the dick. This is my Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction palette, and I'm decluttering it. I am. I'm gonna do it. This is the only reason why I keep this palette. It's this color right here. And it's fucking beautiful, and it's got that green shift that literally is so irresistible to me. But I never use this palette, and it's not that... I feel like the looks that I've done with it did not look that good on me. Like, they looked like just a little bit, I don't know, like, they just didn't look that good on me. So I'm gonna declutter it. Somebody's gonna love the fuck out of this thing. Told you it'd get spicy. This is my Neon Drip palette. I love it. It's not going anywhere. It's totally neon, totally cute. I did a 3 looks 1 video with this palette. 3 looks 1 palette video with this palette. Did I say that? Yeah, I love this. I love it. It's not going anywhere. What is it about neons? This is the Lucky Bunny Cosmetics Envy palette. It still doesn't have the name. Still, that hasn't come back to me. The name hasn't magically appeared since I got it. This was a subscriber gift from Christine, and I fucking love this palette. It's one of my favorite green palettes. So I love it because it's got these two shades right here make this palette a little bit dark. It gives it like a little bit of a more of a eerie or melancholy. It's just a little bit darker, and I think that the spirit of this palette is a little bit dark, and I think it really speaks to that. So I love this palette. It's so good. Keeping it. This is the Certify Affinity 2 palette. It's a blue and green. This is the Color Story. I am not getting rid of this. I love this palette. I rarely use it. Like, I've only used it a couple times, but I still think it's really good. Plus, I love blue-green palettes. So I think it might be a thing, like, I have an affinity to blue and green palettes, because when I first got into makeup, like, blue and green palettes were like coming out. So they all, like, 3 blue and green palettes came out like back to back, and they were all really fucking good. So that is actually my least favorite of the 3 blue-green palettes. This is the Break the Rules palette. I just got it. It's by XNO Cosmetics. I wanted it, and then it sold out, and then I saw Annette do a video with it, and then I wanted it even more, and so then I bought it when it got restocked. And then I got the All I Ever Wanted palette by Alien Cosmetics like the day before I got this one, and literally have I just have no use for this one now. But I haven't filmed with it yet, but I'm going to. I think that this right here, ooh, damn. And then that's the color Bold, and then this is the color Your Choice. I think that is fucking beautiful. So there's definitely some differences in this palette, and I'm definitely going to use it and love it. I'm gonna love it. It's fucking got these bomb-ass shimmers. I'm super stoked about it. But I think that color Bold might be a dupe for the pink shimmer that's in the VR Neon palette that everybody is the reason why they actually bought that palette anyway. My battery's about to go dead. I need to change it. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the Alien Cosmetics Lore palette. The Color Story actually doesn't look like this. It looks like this. Amanda was kind enough to send me the Alien Mother. She was kind enough to send me this palette because I missed it and I didn't know that. And so she sent it to me without the right color in it, and I was unaware that the reason why the wrong color was in it was because she got fucked over by the shipping or the supplier or whatever. And so this is actually what the Color Story looks like, and it's really fucking cool. And honestly, this is like one of my favorite palettes right now. It's so like the look that I created was so themed and like perfect. I actually felt like the woman on the cover. So, and I feel like Alien Cosmetics really is really good at that, about creating palettes that you actually feel like the character on the cover when you put the eyeshadow on. So I love that fucker. It's like, I'm so glad I got it. Like, I'm really grateful because honestly I fucking love this palette a lot more than I thought I would. This is the Capricorn palette by Alien Cosmetics, and this just came runner-up into the mixture of pastels and neons, and the way there's those darker colors to deepen it up. I feel like this is the most useful and strategic use of neons and pastels put together to make this a very functional palette, to make complete looks that still look super like Candy Kid and super fucking cute. And so I love this palette. And then here is the All I Ever Wanted palette, and literally it's not just a clever fucking name, people. This is all I ever wanted. The shimmers are fucking gorge. Like, this palette is a fucking hidden buried treasure. I'm so grateful that I almost missed it. It went on sale and I was at work and I didn't know it was gonna launch, and so I got on and there was literally like, she said to me, I go, dude, did I miss the order? And she goes, no, I have 4 left. And I had just ordered, and she goes, nope, I have 4 left. And she goes, oh, nope, it's gone. And so I think I literally ordered the last palette. So I'm just lucky that I got that, and plan on seeing more looks with actually all 3 of these, because I'm going to start doing looks with shit that I want to do looks about instead of just fucking only doing new shit. Because I just got my own place and I just became my own boss, my schedule is going to like cater more to my other exploits, not just my work, right? Basically, I bought a job. And then my channel and this other thing that I've got going on are like my actual, like, you know, my passions lie there too, and I'm not going to let my job take over those things. So now that I have a little bit more freedom, after next week, I don't have a boss anymore, so my ability to film and upload is going to change. This is the Lucky Bunny Greed palette. The color story looks like this. It's fucking amazing. This is like one of my favorite pink and purple palettes because of these pinks. These dusty pinks right here are so fucking pretty, dude. I love this palette. So this is the Native palette by Shauna XO, and also I think I bought that one. I think I bought the Greed palette. Yeah, this is by Shauna XO. It's the Native palette, and this was a subscriber gift from my friend Christine. She always sends me the best shit from Australia or from down under, and honestly I had a little bit of difficulty with this palette, but what's more is this color story isn't really me, and I just feel like somebody else is gonna love this a lot more than I do, and so I'm going to declutter it, but it's not because it's not meaningful to me. I love all my gifts from Christine. I just have another friend who I think will love this a lot more, and I'm probably never going to use this again, and so I want it to get used again, so I'm going to declutter it. This is the Alien Cosmetics Holiday Palette from 2020. The color story looks like this. It's one of my favorite fucking palettes that I own, so it's not going anywhere. The shimmers are off the hook, and the color story is so fucking good. It's like one of my favorite color stories that I own. It's so good. Another one, when I wear it, I feel like this chick right here. This is the Lucky Bunny Wrath palette, and honestly, I don't really care for this palette that much. This too was a subscriber gift from Christine. It's just because of the color story. It's warm tones. I'm not going to get rid of it because it's part of it's the part of the 7 deadly sins, so I'm not going to get rid of it because I want to keep the set complete, and I might use it. I have used it. I used it for my collab video that I did with Sippin Makeup Monster, and so I have used it, and so I probably will use it again. It's just not my favorite one of the 4 that I have. And then this is the Gluttony palette, and oh, what the fuck? No! This is actually kind of common that the Lucky Bunny palettes, the things pop out. So it's fucked. So I love this palette. I have used it one time. I did a first impression with this video, or with this palette, and I really like it. I really like the color story, and I really like the choice of blues and greens that she used when she created this color story. So I haven't used it enough to like really, you know, I was in a hurry when I did it, so I want to use it more, and like I say, I have the whole collection, so none of it's going anywhere. This is the Valkyrie palette by XNO Cosmetics. Fucking love this palette. Another one that it's like when you put it on, you actually feel like the character on the cover. It's so on theme. I just love it. I love the color story. I definitely want to do more looks. I talked about doing a particular video that was more like of an informative video and using that palette. So I love that palette. I love the theme. I love the package, and I love the brand as well. I'm actually become like Instagram friends with the daughter, and I fucking love her. She is my Avengers buddy. This is the Smoke Show palette, which is now the Blow and Smoke palette. Fucking love this palette. I look so fucking sexy when I wear this palette. It's so great. It's like, I don't know, it's so simplistic, but it's literally so beautiful. Like, I've literally never worn it that I didn't look fucking beautiful and get so many compliments. This is the Secrets of the Fae palette. The color story looks like this. I fucking love it. It's not going anywhere. I love the theme. I love the brand. I love the color story. I would like it could be use a little bit more of some like transition shades, but I have transition shades, and I love this so much. The look I created with it is really good. I did a video for this if you guys want to watch it. I'm not going to leave any videos in the cards because literally, like, I have videos on every single one of these palettes basically, unless I say otherwise. Ooh, this is the Flight Club palette by Menagerie. It's not going anywhere. You guys know I love this motherfucker. These are the Sweet Shop palettes by ABH Cosmetics, the One Hit Fucking Wonder brand. This is the Cherry on Top. Love it. It's definitely a good substitute for the Blood Sugar palette, I think, in ways. This is the Cotton Candy palette. Fucking cute as shit. The look I did with this. is adorable. The Orange Sorbet palette, I'm actually not sure. Oh yeah, I did do a video with this and it was adorable. I actually feel like I had to redo the look I did with this because I didn't wear lashes or something went awry. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, it was really difficult. And so I redid it and filmed it for you guys, but love this color story. All the shimmers in all these palettes are equally fucking dank. This is fucking beautiful. This navy blue right here is really, really good. I mean, navy blues aren't always that good, especially with that royal blurple. If they have that brighter royal tone to them, they're usually pretty difficult to work with. This is the pistachio palette. Everybody fucking loves it. What can I say about it? It's so fucking good. I'm really glad I got them all. This is the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette, right? Book of Magic. The color story looks like this. I love this palette, love the color story, love the price, love the theme. Everything about this palette is like magical and amazing. This is the Sakura palette by Violet Voss. This is my first Violet Voss palette that I ever bought. The color story looks like this. It's bomb. I love it. It's a go-to palette for me. Honestly, between this and the Venus 3 palette, like if I am in a hurry and I need to go do something where I know I need to look good, this is a go-to for me. And honestly, it's the only Violet Voss palette I own. This is the Recently Deceased palette by Melt Cosmetics. The color story looks like this. This is one of my favorite palettes of all time. Again, so good. This is the Waiting Room palette by Melt Cosmetics. It was part of the Beetlejuice collection. This is the color story. Fucking love it. The look I created with it, or looks I created with it, are fucking bomb. This palette like really surprised me. So it's not going anywhere. It's part of my treasure. It's a treasure. This is the Wahala 2 palette. The color story looks like this. I fucking love this palette. I did have problems with this brown, but the look was so fucking good that I didn't even give a fuck. Like, that's like one of those big dick palettes, right? They got such a big dick, you don't care how much of an asshole they are. I love the color story. I love this whole palette. I definitely want to use it more. This is the Sorceress palette by Jolie Beauty. I love the look I created with it. I did a video with this. I definitely need to use this more. I guess I lost a little bit of steam about it because I didn't get it until like 5 months after I ordered it. It was well out of season. Obvi, I was like totally inspired to get it during Halloween time. Ordered it for Black Friday. Didn't get it till like spring. I'm not sure. Oh, by the time I got it, I actually didn't even film with it for like another month after that because I literally had just like kind of lost interest. But it's a really good fucking palette and it's really like, it's like my personality. It's definitely my aesthetic, right? Okay, here's a juicy. These are the 3 ABH Norvina Volume Pro palettes. This is the blue one. I definitely have a hilarious video that I did with this fucking palette. Oh, I do want to say too, there is definitely something about these shimmers that like really, I love all 4 of these colors a lot. They have a really cool shift. They're super beautiful. This is the orange one. I'm not sure what volume it is. It looks like this. I've never used it. Maybe I did use it once. I did do a video with this one. Yeah. And this is the one I've never used. I got it after the other 2. This was actually the first one of the series. I've never used it. Honestly, I've barely even swatched it. I think I swatched it the other day when I decided that I'm gonna declutter these. And I think I'm gonna declutter all 3 of them. Maybe I'll keep the blue-green one just to give it one more chance. But this is actually the one that fucked me over, and it's really just those shimmers that make me want to keep it. As I recall from the video that I'm referring to, I actually fucking hated the shimmer formula and it looked like shit. But maybe I was just being hard on it because it wasn't blending. Yeah, I definitely don't need the volume 1. I have so many great fucking purple and pink palettes. It's unbelievable. I definitely don't need the volume 3 palette either. It's a warm tone. I mean, it's great. It's beautiful. Like, it's really good. And honestly, I didn't have any problems with it, but I have a lot of other things that I can use that are just as good. And so I'm going to declutter definitely the purple ones, and I'm going to put this blue one in my maybe pile because, dude, I really like this color right here, this color right here, and these shimmers. Yeah, I think I'll keep the blue one and get rid of the other 2. That's something I can fucking live with. See, I'm such a completionist that if I have all 3, I can't get rid of one unless I get rid of them all. Like, I don't know why I am like that. This is the OMFG Cosmetics Sugar and Sweets palette. The color story looks like this. I love it that she put a brown in here. The shimmers are really good. I don't think they're quite as good as the Gimme Glow shimmers. This pink and this purple, love that purple. Love it. And this pink. But I think I'm going to declutter it just because I literally just don't have any use for pastel palettes. I got nothing for them. And I love that purple. It's so fucking good. I honestly feel like swatching that purple made me want to keep it. No. So I'm going to declutter that. Ooh, this is the Rebel Rouge Labs Losing My Religion palette. I love Rebel Rouge Labs as a brand. I love this palette. It's great. I love the colors. The covers are fucking badass. It's one of the only brands that I always keep the sleeves because they're fucking cool. I'm keeping that. This is the e.l.f. Ocean and Earth palette, and I actually decluttered this before and then took it back because I took all my makeup to school to sell all my palettes that I decluttered last time for half price, and nobody bought this one. So I just took it back, and honestly, like, the more I looked at it, the more I wanted to keep it. And I think I'm still gonna keep it. Am I? Am I though? This is Saltwater and this is Oasis. I really like those, but do I like them enough? That color Siren is fucking pretty too. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the maybe pile. It literally got decluttered before and I haven't used it one time. Why is this even a decision? This is the Profusion Electric Blues. It's they had a cassette, like, monochromatic blues palette. I've never used it. I'm getting rid of it. This is the Rebel Rouge Labs Suspended in Dusk palette. And honestly, I can't come up with any fucking look to use this palette. It's like so Christmassy that I can't come up with a look. So I think, all right, I'm going to keep it. I mean, Rebel Rouge Labs is just too cool of a brand for me to declutter. If I had more palettes by them, but I only have a few, so I'm going to keep it. Here's the It's Freaking Bats palette. I just used it, obviously. I uploaded the video of me not doing very well with this on the same day as I uploaded my video with the Nuts palette, and literally my subscriber count was like a fucking roller coaster. It was like watching a tennis match. I was like, it was crazy. It just kept going up and then down and then up and then down, like people unsubscribing and then people subscribing. And I was pretty sure that it was like people unsubscribing because of the Beauty Bean video and then people unsubscribing because of the Annette palette video. So, or the Shroud Cosmetics palette and the Menagerie Cosmetics palette. I would get subscribers, then I would lose them, then I would get them. And literally, like, in the end, I was down 1 from what I started. So I actually lost more subscribers from the Shroud Cosmetics video than I gained from the Annette's video. It was crazy. That was a hard fucking day for me. It was a hard channel day. This is the Smoky Glow palette by Midas Cosmetics. I fucking love this palette. It's not going anywhere. It's so good. This is the Beauty Bay Pastels palette. I haven't used this yet. I'm going to try it. This is the Escape Pod palette by Kaleidos. The color story looks like this. I love this palette. I love the color story. This is the Avocado palette by Makeup Revolution. The color story looks like this. I am definitely decluttering this at this point. This is the Bare Beauty palette. I love this palette. It was a subscriber gift from my friend Christine. I don't like the glitters, which is a total fucking bummer. The black is really good, but I love the fact that they're like, these are like these bluey greeny shades. I just really like them a lot, and I think the color story in this is really great. I do wish that the glitters were a little bit better, but oh well. This is my Wii makeup palette that I created. I'm decluttering this. I've never used it. I wanted to film with it for you guys, but I just never did, and I don't know. This one's gonna be fucking painful. This is the Emeralds palette by Profusion, and I'm gonna get rid of this one. The color story looks like this. It's really good. It just doesn't go deep enough for me. It doesn't have a deepening shade that's deep enough, and I feel like I can definitely like dupe this or... Okay, this one fucking hurts me. This is the Urban Myth palette by Black Moon Cosmetics, and I'm decluttering it. The shimmers are fucking... Oh, wait, am I? Yeah. The shimmers are really pretty, but the fucking mattes suck so bad. I don't know. Like, other people, I guess, like, I did hear people that, like, I know and trust tell me that they didn't care for the matte formula, but to each their own. It's a really cool fucking palette. It pains me to declutter it. It was kind of expensive, and Black Moon is so rad that I don't even want to fuck with it. I feel like I want to get the Black Metals palette because like it's all shimmers and their shimmer formula is really good. Dude, I mean, can you imagine that I'm going to get rid of this? It's so fucking cool. Oh, it's irritating. This is the Club Nebula palette. The color story looks like this. I haven't used it that much, but I'm keeping it. This is the Profusion Gold Rush palette. And honestly, I bought this because I thought it would be a dupe for the Honey, the Naked Honey palette. As it turns out, I don't really need a dupe for the Naked Honey palette because I never wear colors like this. So it was super affordable, but I'm going to declutter it. And then this is the Rebel Rouge Labs Valentine's Day palette, Prelude to Agony. I filmed with this. This is what the color story looks like. I filmed with this palette and it turned out poorly. And so then I refilmed with this palette and that turned out not that great as well. So I missed the boat on it, right? I love the color story. I love the formula. I'm not sure exactly. I think I just kept trying to mix colors that didn't want to mix, but I'm not going to get rid of this because, what is that? Oh. Oh. Oh, that's my face in the monitor. I'm like, dude, that's fucking creepy. Is that the ghost of Katie? What is going on? I love the color story. I love the formula. I want to do something better with it. I just haven't done it yet. So I felt like I failed Rebel Rouge Labs when I failed with this palette twice. And I have my Jeffree Star palettes, only the Bloods, and minus the Bloodlust palette, or the Blood Money palette. I got the Bloodlust, Blood Sugar, Blue Blood. Love these fucking palettes. Fucking bummer. It's a fucking bummer. I left for a little while and I'm kind of a little bit disoriented. As far as my camera angle, so if anything changed, I'm really sorry. I went and had dinner with my daughter. Okay, so I took everything down and I have all these piles here. So continuing on, I have the Sugarpill Black Capsule. Me in a palette. This is the color story. Fucking love it. Love everything about it. Love the blue-green combo. Love the pink-purple combo. The shimmers are okay. Kind of like the ABH Norvina palettes. The pink capsule, Sugarpill pink capsule. Love it. Had a really good time with it. Did a 3 looks video with it. I also did a video with the black capsule. And then this, the orange capsule. Quite frankly, I haven't really liked this palette until now. I think my taste might be changing a little because now I'm starting to see more looks that I could do with it that actually I find actually interesting. Whereas this whole time I just didn't find this that interesting. I thought I was going to declutter it, but when I looked at it, I actually do find it interesting now. So maybe it's time to pull it back out. The Hasina 2 by Blush Tribe. Oh no. Oh no. That really irritates me. So I just opened this up and the color grain or whatever like exploded everywhere. Sad. And then my Anika fell out. Shit. But anyways, I love this fucking palette. I'm actually super irritated that it just broke right before my eyes and then landed all over my fucking clothes. But at least it didn't get on my jacket. So anyway, that's like one of my, I love that palette so much. The Ace Beauté Oceanic palette. This is actually one of my favorite palettes of all time. I fucking love everything about it. The shades of green and the teal and the blues, everything about this palette. This is my favorite blue-green palette. The Flare palette by Ace Beauté. It's fucking bomb. Love everything about it. So good. Oh, I'm a little gun shy. The Tokyo Harajuku palette by Nomad Cosmetics. Color story looks like this. This is an amazing pastel palette. The shimmers are bomb. I love the satins. A lot of people didn't like them, but when I figured out a way to use them, I love them. The Alma palette, Everybody's Pissed. This was the collaboration between Amy Loves Makeup and Amy Hearts Beauty. And I love this palette. I thought it performed really well. The colors are amazing. They're super unique. The shifts are awesome. Love it. The Paulina palette by Blush Tribe. This is the only other Blush Tribe palette I have. The color story looks like this, and I actually waited. I didn't think I was ever going to be able to get this, and then they restocked it, and I was like literally the first purchase on the restock. The color story doesn't speak to me as much as it used to, but I love Paulina so much. This is Paulina, and she's fucking amazing, and love her. Like I said, the color story, it doesn't speak to me like it used to speak to me, but I still love this palette, and I love Paulina, so I'm never getting rid of it. I have the Serenity palette by OMFG Cosmetics, the collaboration between Menagerie and Annette. This is fucking amazing. I love this color story. It's so inspiring to me. The shimmers are amazing. I feel like it's a really cohesive palette that you can actually, it's like rainbow-y, but it's not, because it's actually like really cohesive, and you can come up with a lot of looks that are unique, and you can mix colors together that maybe don't necessarily go together. That's what I look for in a palette, and when I see palettes and there's too much that can go together, they just look like they can go together so easily. That's not inspiring to me. I like palettes that are a little bit confusing, and like where like what I chose is like different and unique, not like it told me to do it. And so I feel like that palette really does that. Plus I love Annette. Love her. I have the Beauty Bay Bright Mattes palette. The color story looks like this. I was gonna declutter this until the other day I realized that I probably can actually use this a lot. So it performed really well. I only used it one time. The color story is like that. It's just really spelled out. It's a little too simple for me. It's basically a little too easy. I don't love it that much, but I think it performs really well, and I think it will come in handy. The Glamlite Cake palette. I fucking hate the packaging of this. This is what it looks like. The color story looks like this. I honestly almost decluttered it, but I feel like the shimmers are pretty badass. And when I use this for my birthday collab with Annette, I like used it and I didn't think it looked that good, and then when I left the room it looked so fucking good that I can't declutter it. So I'm just gonna, and I can't seem to fucking get rid of the oven. Like if I could just get rid of the oven, but then it'll be all weird shapes. So it's just like in this oven, it's inconvenient, it's fucking ugly. I mean, I'm not like trying to say like the shadows are killer. Like I don't love the aesthetic. The food thing's not my thing, but like I actually feel like this thing is like inconvenient. I have the Jaclyn Hill palette, and actually I keep this in my makeup kit. I don't even know what it's doing here. It's actually becoming obsolete, but not quite. It still has some different combinations for other people, not for me. So I don't even know what this is doing here. It should be in my makeup kit at work, but. And this is the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2. I love this palette. It's an amazing color story. The colors, to my knowledge, ones that I've used perform really well. And honestly, I thought that this is the Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. This the third Carnival palette by Stacey Marie and Be Perfect Cosmetics. The color story looks like this. And I thought that this was actually going to basically make this palette obsolete, especially with the timing. It just came out right at the same times, and so I thought that this palette was gonna, like, this was gonna totally replace it. But honestly, there are a lot of differences in the colors when you swatch them. So they like look similar when they're together, but they're not. I mean, they are similar, but there are differences that are enough for me to not want to trade it out. Also, this color Heart On is super unique, and it's like this pinkish red that like I can't. P.Louise Worldy palette. Fucking love it. I love the packaging. Everybody's pissed. People actually depotted it. I literally shudder at the idea of depotting a palette. This is what the color story looks like. It's absolutely like one of my favorites. It's fucking beautiful. Everything about this palette, except that it's a pain in the dick to carry around, right? It's like the P.Louise Secret Center. I'm pretty sure it's called the Secret Center. It's an all matte palette. the color story looks like this. I love it. I love these nudes right here. They're so fucking pretty. Yeah, everything, this palette's bomb. And the P.Louise matte formula is fucking to die for. The P.Louise Love Tapes palette, this is a huge pain in the ass. Can't even get it open, but this is the color story and it's my favorite. It's my favorite Valentine's Day palette. Every time I want to do a pink and red look, which I love pink and red together, this is like the bomb. I don't really care for the highlighters on the sides or how that it's like, but what are you gonna do? I have these 4 ABH palettes. The Subculture palette, fucking love it. The color Electric is so good. This color story is so awesome. It's like a pioneer, right? Like there's still nothing like it. It's so good. The Soft Glam palette, another neutral palette that I fucking love. I feel so sexy when I wear this. I've only worn it a couple times, but if I wanted to look like normie and sexy and squarey, I'm all about that palette. The Norvina, the original Norvina, fucking love this color story. I love this color right here. This matte really like changes like this matte with any of these colors just makes it look like so dirty and it just gives this like off look to it. Honestly, using this color changed my makeup eye. And the Modern Renaissance palette, I can't get rid of it. I fucking love it. Honestly, like when I think of how much I loved this palette when I got it and like how much I loved the way I looked when I wore it, I can't get rid of it. I feel like these are all really high quality palettes and they're staying. The Menagerie Cosmetics Whale Song palette. Now I'm literally scared to open every single palette. The color story looks like this. It's the other blue-green palette that came out when that wave of blue-green palettes came out. And I love it. It's amazing. It's actually a lot more grungy than the other 2 palettes, I would say. Just generally it's a lot more grungy. Like these colors all are a lot more grungy and they just a little more olive. They're a little more olive and it makes it a little more dirty, but these shimmers, fucking magical, right? The Feral palette by Menagerie Cosmetics, so fucking good. This pink right here, Wolfling, so good. This whole color story is so good and it actually reminds me of like a woodland fairy, which is perfect because there's woodland fairies all over the cover and they're fucking cute. The Cyber Chick palette by Perplex Beauty. This is what the cover looks like. This is what the color story looks like. These shimmers are actually really unique and beautiful. This is like one of those sultry pink palettes that's like a little darker and a little dustier and I just fucking love it. I love a dusty pink, dusty purple. The Alva 2 palette, my subscriber Christine bought me this palette. What a gracious fucking gift. This is what the color story looks like. I love the look I created with this, and this palette too is another one of them that spells it out a little too easily for me, but I really want to get a chance to like get in here and just like use this palette because it's a really fun color story and it's a really beautiful palette. This is the Odin's Eye Norns palette. I just bought this. The color story looks like this. It's very elegant. The shimmers rock. There's nothing bad I can say about this motherfucker. This is the Aphrodite palette by Ditto Cosmetics, and I got this a long time ago and was gonna film with it for you guys, and then I just never did. I think I'm just gonna declutter it. It's brand new. I just swatched it for the first time ever the other day, and I see some looks that would be really fucking cool that I could do with it, but I'm just gonna declutter it. The shimmers don't really do it for me. That's all. The colors of shimmers, they don't do it for me. This is the Alien Cosmetics Pluto palette. The color story looks like this. I've actually never used this and I can't quite make sense of it in a way that makes me want to like do some looks with it. So I'm gonna declutter it. It's brand new. This is the Summer on Earth palette by Alien Cosmetics, and this was my first Alien Cosmetics palette that I ever tried, and I fucking love this palette. It's so good. It has 2 pressed glitters and they're fucking beautiful. They're super holographic and like they're just beautiful. Everything about this color story makes so much sense to me, and like it's just the bomb. It ain't going nowhere. This is the Morphe Boss Mood palette. I think I'm going to declutter this. I just have so many like better greens and grungy browns and what have you that this palette is just pretty much obsolete for me. Now, I did see somebody swatch some of the greens on this palette with compared to other greens on Instagram the other day, and it fucking almost made me change my mind about this, but I'm never gonna use it. I have other things that are like way better, and so I just need to stop it. This is the 35H Hotspot palette by Morphe. The color story looks like this. Oh, by the way, I glue the sleeves into the tops of these as well. I mean, it's been so long since I bought a Morphe palette that I don't even remember that I do that. But the color story looks like this, and I'm actually really torn about it. I'm not sure. I was totally going to declutter it, but now I'm like torn. Because I know for a fact I have all of that blue. I'm going to, because look, I know that it's this color right here that is like freaking me out. So I'm going to swatch that, and I'm going to swatch Heart On, which is 10 times, and it's the exact same fucking color. Only the one in the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 is like buttery and smooth and creamy, and the one that's in this is like dry and scratchy and like hurting me. It's like fucking sand grit. Yeah, I'm going to declutter this. This is a great color story. I'm actually having a hard time parting with it, but I have so much. Honestly, I just need to take a little peeky poo here. Here's the Menagerie Well Song palette. Oh my god, speaking of the fucking P.Louise fucking palettes and how much of a pain in the ass they are, the other day I was putting this up and I like had these like stacked like uneasily, like not sturdy, and they fucking fell down, and this motherfucker landed right on the top of my foot. It fucking hurt so bad. Yeah, dude. Then we have this. I mean, I just feel like I have so many options to get that blue side that... What am I looking at? Because earlier today I swatched this Stellar Sunsets palette, and it has that turquoise and the gold shimmers, because I'm really like looking at the gold and those turquoises over there. Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure I'm good on this. Yeah, I'm gonna declutter it. I have it in 1,000 different ways in 100 different fucking palettes. Ooh, that was a spicy one. And then the Morphe Such a Gem palette. Color story looks like this. Love this fucker. It ain't going nowhere. I don't care if I have it 10 fucking times. I have the Ace Beauté Slice of Paradise Rainbow palette. It looks like this. I keep it because of these two colors. These shimmers are actually really unique colors. I love them so much, and so I think this is a great palette, so I'm not getting rid of it. I love it. And the Ace Beauté Paradise Fallen palette. The color story looks like this. It is actually a really unique purple palette with those really darker, like more, I don't know, like icy, cold, like Welcome to the Graveyard tones. And I love this fucker, man. It's so good. Then the Ace Beauté Blossom Passion Love Pink palettes, you guys know. And this color right here makes it super unique and can give you a really dark feel. This color mixed with this color is like, my color of my dreams. Then I have the Ace Beauté Classical Paradise. I actually decluttered this last time because I said it looks like a fucking turkey decoration that you make in kindergarten. And then nobody bought it, so it ended up back in my collection. I'm decluttering it again. I have so much better fall palettes. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why it came back to me, and I was like, well, maybe I need to keep it. Then there's the Melt Cosmetics Vita palette. Color story looks like this. I actually really loved the look that I came up with this. I've only used it one time, but I fucking like it a lot. The green is okay. There's better greens. I think in the end what I did was I used the green in the Feral palette to like compensate for this fucking piece of shit right here, but whatever. It was only $58. It's cool if one color is not that good. Then the Muerte palette, which I've had nothing but problems with. I'd like to do a redo on this, like have a rerun on this and see if I don't do a little better with some different skills, some different primers, some different brushes. The Millennial Pinks palette, I love this palette. This is one of my favorite melt palettes. This is the color story. I love this color story. I think it's super unique. Those cool tone gray blues down at the end there are so good. The shimmers are beautiful. I love the shifts. They're super shifty. They're fucking amazing. I love this palette. I have the Melt 420 palette, and I've literally never used it, never even swatched it. It was only 58 bucks. It's cool. Yeah, I don't think this palette is really me color-wise. I mean, yeah, it does have that. It's like this right here is like, ooh, can I let that go? Or even that. I don't know. Here, let's check the Gemini. Sorry this is taking so long. I told you guys I was going to be like comparing and contrasting because I literally can't stand. Yeah, these are kind of the same, but nothing the same. This is the Gemini palette by Melt, and this is like the OG. This is like fucking killer palette. A lot of people didn't like it. They had some problems, but like, okay. So like those orangey browns are like nothing to me. Like I could totally replace them, but dude, it's these fucking neon-y shades. This one right here, these two right here, and then I wonder what this looks like because I really don't think I have anything like that. So maybe I should just try it. This is the Made by Mitchell Feet on the Ground palette. Let's see what do we got in here. The color story looks like this. I love this palette. This is like literally one of the best palettes of all time. The color story, the formula, everything about this motherfucker. I guess I'll put that in the maybe pile, which by the way, I threw everything that was in the maybe pile in the declutter pile. Then Made by Mitchell Head in the Clouds palette looks like this. It came with this little baggy poo. The color story looks like this. It's fucking phenomenal. Everything about this palette gives me joy. Oh my god, the shimmers in this palette are fucking off the hees. Sandra Rose palette by Glaminatrix. I've never used it. I'm going to, I promise. I actually went to great pains to get this palette and I still haven't used it. I honestly, the color story is a little bit strange to me, and so I'm having a hard time like coming up with some looks, but actually right now, except one color, I'm seeing like what the look that I saw in the Ditto Cosmetics Aphrodite palette. So maybe I can go that direction and like it and be fucking pleased about it. I'm excited about this. My U Beauty palette just shipped, so that's fucking amazing. The Natasha Denona Gold palette, and for a neutral palette, this palette is fucking bomb. I love it. I love these more like mustardy. I don't care about this camel side at all. I love this side and this gold right here, but honestly, like the likelihood of me like using this a ton is like pretty fucking slim. Like I will never barely use this. Like there's 3 colors in it, but dude, I love it that Paulina took hers and like switched around her colors and put the colors that she liked from others, but I don't ever like Natasha Denona palettes that much to have enough of them to switch colors around with them. So the Nomad Cosmetics Freezy Flamey palette from the Iceland one. I keep it in the cover because the cover has the names, the Iceland. What's written on the cover of the names is different than what's in the palette. The color story looks like this. This is literally one of the best palettes to come out of this year so far as I'm concerned, in me humble opinion. This is what the cover looks like. Fucking love this palette, dude. You know, it's all fun and games till it comes down to declutter time when you're actually about to throw in the towel on something and then you're like, well, motherfucker, you know you ain't gonna use that shit. I didn't realize it, but my microphone wasn't plugged in for the first like half of the video, so the sound quality is a little bit shitty. I'm super sorry about that, but I don't think it's that bad. It's just a little bit shitty. I literally can't stand it when the sound quality on a video is shitty, so I'm so sorry for that, but it was literally like an hour and a half of filming, so I'm not gonna do it over, so sorry. Sorry about my shitty fucking sound quality. However, I did get everything organized. It ran out and I literally have like 5 or 6 palettes left. So as I was saying, the Venus XL, old reliable. This is like one of the best palettes of all time. It never fails me. This palette never fucking fails me. It's super romantic, super soft, super sultry. It can be grungy. It can be any fucking thing you want it to be. So this palette is another go-to for me. I trust it. I know how I'm gonna look when I do it. Yeah, it always works. So this is the Venus XL palette by Lime Crime. This is the Zulu by Juvia's. I decluttered it and then I got it back from Zoe. The color story looks like this. I'm decluttering it again. I took it back because when I did my summer look with the Melt Vita palette and the Melt, I don't remember if it was the Feral palette or the Muerte palette, but I did this green and mint green look and I realized like what this palette would be so good for, but I can do that with those palettes, and so I never use this. I'm gonna get rid of it again, and this time it's going to stay gone. This is the Tribe by Juvia's Place, and I think I'm gonna declutter this. The color story looks like this. I fucking love it. I love this brown. I love this brown, basically, but I feel like I have this brown in a lot of different palettes. Probably the 420 palette. By the way, I swatched that yellowy green color, which isn't actually that green, it just looks a little green, Shotgun, next to Amor Eterno. This is Shotgun and this is Amor Eterno, and I feel like actually Amor Eterno is the exact same color, only a little bit better. So I'm gonna declutter the 420. I'm gonna think about the Juvia's Place for a few minutes while I do this. And then there's my Moon Slice Beauty palettes. This one is Moon Magic. It's the monochromatic purple. Love this. Love it. The shimmers are astonishingly good. I was so surprised by the quality of the shimmers, and I love this brand. I wish they would, I mean, it's been a while since they've come out with a palette. I wish they'd come out with something new, but... Then this is the Moon Slice Beauty Emerald Moon, all monochromatic green. Love it. Love that grungy orangey tone. Love it that there's a yellow. The shimmers are really good. There's like happy greens and like grungy greens. This is a great palette. And then Blue Moon, which is bomb. I fucking love this palette. I had so much fun. I did a 3 looks, I think, with all of these palettes too. It was way back in the day, but I love these palettes. Not getting rid of them. Love these blues. Love this one right here. These shimmers are so good. This again is another one of those blue shimmers with a pinky shift. So good. And that is the end of the road. Should I get rid of the Tribe? That color Ashanti is so fucking bomb. I'm gonna keep it, and then if I find something in my wanderings through my palettes that is like a dupe for it, then I'll get rid of it. I don't really love like these greens right here, and so since that's like 2 or like a third of the palette almost, I don't love emerald green that much. Okay, so here's the end. I love what I have going on. I decluttered a fucking lot. Let me count. Ooh, can you guys believe I'm getting rid of that Pat McGrath palette? That's fucking spicy. Ooh, these Norvinas too. Bye. Oh god, that fucking Urban Myth is painful. It's a lot here. I'm glad there's a lot here. So I got rid of 26 palettes. This is a stack that I'm getting rid of. This is a stack I'm getting rid of. And I'm getting rid of these 2 melt stacks. So that's it. I don't have any more. I'm super excited that my palette collection is a little bit more consolidated and not so crazy. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because you can't wait to see what happens next. Hit the like button if you just like my sparkly personality and my boyish charm. And hang out with me in the comments because I fucking love it. Let me know what you guys thought about the things I got rid of and the things that I kept. And did some of it piss you off? Because some of it pissed me off, but oh well, like what are you gonna do? I'll call my therapist, you call yours. So thank you so much for watching. You could have been anywhere, but you were here wasting your time with me, and I totally appreciate you. Later.